So, Marian Salzman is VP Global Communication at PMI. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having me.
We're talking widely about the different challenges women facing nowadays. And the statistics are not that optimistic about women leadership, according to your own experience in Davos, as you widely explained. So, according to your own experience, being quite often the only women in a boardroom level, what are the main obstacles you identify in the long way of gender equality?
So the first thing is we've got to bring more women in earlier, and we've got to nurture them and get them to stay. So when you come out of university, it's really easy to think about the corporate world. But at a certain point, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, you begin to say, is this all there is in life? Is this for me? And I think as corporates, we need to become much, much more hospitable to women at those stages of their careers when they're making a decision, which means more flexible workplaces. I mean, by the way, that's for both men and women. I think people give up on big corporates. Women are just more likely to find an alternative.
Mm-hmm. We talk about like the prior generations, the inspiring pioneers, and on the other hand, the next generation we're working to inspire. But let's talk about the present, the now generation you represent. So let's elaborate it briefly. How is it to be a woman in business nowadays?
Look, it wasn't easy. I don't have children of my own. Mm-hmm. My husband has children. You couldn't have it all. You could have it all if you sequenced it. Mm-hmm. And so I think we need to make it easier for women to have a lot more. Because men certainly have the opportunity to have a lot more. I'm not going to ever say, oh, I don't think all is possible.
So do you think now it's easier or more difficult?
It is certainly easier in the age of constant connectivity to be always on from anywhere, which means you can be always on from your living room, you can be always on from your home office, you can be always on from outside your kids' school. So I think factoring in more of that, I think corporations have become dramatically more flexible in the 25 years I've been working. Mm-hmm. But all isn't possible, and if you come in expecting all or wanting to demand all, male or female, you're not going to find it. Mm-hmm.
So from your socialist experience and taking into account that you at PMI represent so many countries and cultures and traditions, how do you put everything all together in the same path and aimed at the same goal?
For me, it's very simple. You create a gender-neutral, humane environment for people to work in, for people to thrive in. And I always encourage every young man to treat his female colleague as he would a twin sister. Why do I say twin sister? Because they shared the womb. They competed for all those nutrients for mom in the womb. They've been intimately close, but they absolutely have understanding cadence of how to relate to one another. So if you behave with your female colleagues like you would with your twin sisters, everything's going to be just fine. You're going to compete, you're going to excel, you're going to push each other, you're not going to cross certain boundaries, but you're going to have each other's backs.
And being an expert of communication, what is our responsibility in inspiring the next generation?
I think, first of all, we need to put more female producers, directors, creatives into Hollywood so we see more powerful, strong female. We see more women surgeons. We see more women business leaders. We see more women entrepreneurs. We see more women that are running self-created home businesses while they're managing their families' lives. I think we need to see all of it, more of it, through a female lens. Mm-hmm. I think that's one thing, because pop culture does dictate we are what we see. Mm-hmm. If we see, like if I didn't see these boots, I wouldn't know to wear these boots. And I think we need to recognize how much we are influenced by media. Mm-hmm. And so media needs to do a better job of conveying strong, positive female images.
And about media and society, we're witnessing, as you said, that fortunately millennials and Gen Zers who come after don't stand for inequality, but it's within the workplace where the wheels turn more slowly. So from your perspective, where is workplace going behind society development?
No, I think workplaces are still an expression of society, but I think that workplaces need to maybe drive society to a new place. Mm-hmm. Because a business is better when it's gender and ethnically inclusive, when it's all inclusive, when it's humane and human versus male, female, black, white. I think these are, it's super important that we embrace everyone. Mm-hmm. But it's also important that we embrace them by enhancing the benefits of all of the differences. Mm-hmm. Letting you come in and be yourself, not asking you to be like someone else. Looking to make more flexible the workplace so that everybody feels welcomed.
Mm-hmm. PMI is taking example in these terms as a globally equal salary certified company. So, talking about in practical terms, how does it contribute to close the gender gap?
I think when you pay people equally, you exude respect and fairness. I mean, when you stop making gender an issue in someone's pay packet, you're saying to them, you're as good as everybody else here. You and everybody else doing this job or this job or this job are the same. Now go do a great job. Mm-hmm. So compensation is a symbol of respect.
Mm-hmm. So I've started an interview with the pessimistic point of view about the statistics, but let's go to the optimistic part. As you're well recognized for your ability and talent to spotting trends before they go mainstream. So let's take a look at the future. What are the trends coming? Are we going to accelerate the statistics about female leadership?
I think you've already seen that starting. It doesn't even take my skill as a pattern recognition person, let alone someone who's really skilled, to figure it out. I think you saw this in the US with the House of Representatives picking up all of these new females. You're seeing it with women going to things like campaign school at Yale to learn how to be proper candidates. You're seeing it at the grassroots level. I don't know that that's a global phenomenon yet, but I think you're going to see women power. I think you're seeing women like Ariana Grande or Michelle Obama emerge, or the Prime Minister of New Zealand emerge as constructive role models, each one offering you a different set of life choices, but saying, hang on, I could do that. I mean, for my own generation, I think I was very much influenced. I was initially just graduated from university when Geraldine Ferrara was nominated to be the Vice President of the United States. She was the mother of a friend of mine. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I saw a woman I knew, who I knew that she was a good mom, I knew that she was a good congresswoman, but I saw that the country was ready to contemplate her as vice president. That for me was a really searing moment, and I think we're going to see a lot more of those moments. It's not going to be breaking news anymore. Mm-hmm. It's going to be business as usual news. That women can do it. They can't do everything. Something has to give.
And just the last one, so many Dominican businesswomen would listen to you, so what would you say to them?
Understand that you have to be fearless. Failing is not a permanent situation. It's an opportunity to pick yourself up and reboot. And I think the most important thing, people will say to me, oh, you're so lucky. No, I've made as many bad choices as good choices. The difference between me and someone else has been my ability to pick myself up and say, oh, yesterday was awful, and I'm going to go back tomorrow with a smile.